Hello, hello, Grace Everlasting 7 here, and I am back with another video. And this video I said I was going to do is to show you how to replace the original analog sticks with a new one. And as you can see, the original analog stick is very loose. And what I did was I bought a replacement analog stick, and you can see it's for the N64. And I bought a few of these off of Amazon, and I know they're all over eBay. If I can get it out of this package, there we go. And it is a little shorter than the original, so they did a little redesign. And like I said, I already put this in one of my other controllers, and I've been using it for a little while. And I love the replacement analog stick. It works very well. So I'm going to show you how to put the replacement right into this controller. And you don't have to do anything fancy. There's no soldering, which is great because that is beyond my abilities. So what do you have to do to put that analog stick in? Well, first, there are a bunch of screws on the back of here that need to come out. Now, there were, if you look in where the cartridge is, I don't know how well you can see it, about here and here, on either side of that little spot for the rumble pack, there are two tiny screws on either side that you have to get. And they are kind of a pain in the neck because they are a little bit smaller than all of these other 7 screws that are in the controller here. And I actually had a couple of them get stuck in the other controllers, and I can't get them out right now because I don't have any degreaser or anything, because a couple of them look rusted. So I'm doing it on this one because they came out pretty easy. I already took them out and they are a little smaller. So these other 7 that are here in the actual controller body, they're a little bit bigger, and I just use one of these kind of screwdrivers. I think in the package it calls it a number 1, but it fits. And I've already loosened them up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just start taking out the screws here. There's 1, and there's 7 screws. And I did loosen them up because I didn't want this part to take forever. Okay, so there's 2 here. There's 1 here. I'll have to get the other 3 on the other side. It comes out. Sometimes they get stuck. Like that. Alright, so now all the screws are out, and I'll show you the other screw. You can see that one's a little smaller than the other. The smaller one is by the rumble pack. Kind of annoying to get out. So I'm going to place these screws off to the side. Have a little tray. That way they don't accidentally roll off anywhere. And then now this basically just comes off. Okay, so now we have 2 separate parts here. So now what do we have to do? Well, the Z button here has to come out. Okay, it's kind of snapped to the controller, so I have to take out the Z button. Okay, and you can just gently pull it off to one side, and it just pops right out. And the actual analog stick is screwed into the controller. So there's 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 more screws we have to unscrew here. These don't seem to be too much of a problem. Whoops. lost a button. I'll put that back on in a second. Alright, so once you loosen the screws, one tiny little thing here. Do not pull out the controller yet because you're not done. The analog stick is still attached. And it is attached with this. Okay, so the wires plug into this little blue port right here, and you have to unclip it from that. Now, what I did was I kind of used one of the smaller flat screwdrivers. I don't know if you can see that too well, it's kind of a tiny screwdriver. So it's a small flat screwdriver, and I just kind of used it. There's a little lip here, and I kind of use this to pry this out because you don't want to pull it out from the wires and risk damaging that little controller port there. So I kind of just wiggle it out a little bit. Hopefully this won't give me too much trouble. Alright, so now it's out. Alright, so there's the old one. That doesn't work. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pop in the replacement N64 analog stick here. And it just drops right in. So I'm going to drop that right in there. And put the connections in. Hopefully I can get this to fit. Bit of a tight fit. The best you can to get it in there. Alright, so now we have to attach this to the controller here. Put the screws in there. I know I didn't tighten that one all the way yet. Kind of like to put all of them in there first and then tighten as necessary. That poor button does not want to stay on there. And that one doesn't want to go in properly. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, don't forget to reattach your Z button. So, going to put this back in the clips here. It just snaps in. Make sure the rubber piece went with it so it fits right in there. Sits right on the clips. And my poor left button keeps falling out. Alright, so we've got everything reassembled here. And now what we're going to do is put the cover back on. And this is the fun part. So we're going to make sure these wires are not in this little groove. There's kind of a little groove in there. There's little purple dots. Make sure these wires are on the outside of it, not on the inside of it. Then you can't close the controller. And you'll mash the wires, which you don't want to do. Alrighty. So, all that's left is to pop these screws back in there. And then you have an assembled controller. And for the little screws that are in here, I wound up using a pair of pliers to drop them in because they were not cooperating. They're very tiny and it's kind of a far drop to get them in there, so a pair of pliers worked well there. So this is basically how to put these in there, and like I said, one of my other controllers already has a replacement stick in there, and I've been using it for a little while on various games, platformers, racing games, and I was not having any sort of problem with it. It plays great. Make sure you don't drop the screw like I just did. Thankfully it didn't roll off the table. But anyway, yeah, it played pretty great. Doing racing games and platforms and everything, I had no issues with it. And then, ta-da! Now you have a nice brand new analog stick in the controller. It's not loose. Snaps back pretty well. And I've had no issues with this at all. I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, that about does it for this video. Thanks for sticking with me this long. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to buy these analog sticks, again, I bought mine off Amazon. I know eBay has some too, but I'll put a link in the description for where I bought them in case you want to swap yours out and change yours. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one.